Hello, welcome in. Thank you, those of you that are already joining us tonight. Tonight's episode is, of course, sponsored by Reckless Deck. This is our Reckless Halloween special. It's going to be a lot different from our normal story. It's set in a futuristic sci-fi world, and in just a moment we will get to the costumes that our cast has put together for you guys, as well as their character introductions and descriptions of who they are playing this evening. But first, I want to tell you guys a little bit about Reckless Deck. They are various card decks that you can go through, you pick a random card, and it helps you to fuel your creativity through random generation. Those cards have different like styles of things, they have different weapon types, they have different attributes, and if you're world building, there's various different cards for your settings as well. I personally, for this episode, have used the Worlds deck to do everything as far as the appearance of the world in this, and it's kind of started spiraling my mind into maybe trying to get this to be an actual long-running thing at some point down the road, as far as the world goes. Then each of the characters were drawn from Reckless Deck 1 and 2, I also used the Forest expansion, Dark Forest expansion, and Interstellar Marines expansion as well. If you guys would like to check out Reckless Deck, head to recklessdeck.com, and if you decide to purchase anything, use the code RoleThis with the number 1 right after it, all is one thing, and you'll get 15% off of your order. Reckless Deck will also be sponsoring a giveaway of some really cool stuff that they're putting together for you guys at the halfway point here. We'll take a quick pause, and once we get to kind of a halfway mark, it's a good narrative spot to take a breath, and then there will be a code word in the chat for you guys to get entered into, or maybe a link. I don't remember which one we're doing tonight, but we'll get that sent out in the chat, and you guys will be able to go through and get entered in. It'll be very clear there once we get to that halfway point. Then Reckless Deck will send you out a box full of goodies. So without further ado, though, let us switch over here to see everybody in all of their glory this evening. And first we have Eucalyptus on the far end. Eucalyptus manifera. He is a pale-skinned, pointed-eared, high-born individual wearing this bright, pearlescent, futuristic armor. And he has a multitude of instruments slung about his shoulders and upon his back as well. Eucalyptus is quite old comparatively. He comes from a very long line of nobles from his home planet, and as such has a little bit of that I'm better than you haughtiness about him, which is entertaining already before we even started the cameras. So moving on, then we have Alistar, which is human by all appearances. Skin slightly graying with a dark hood up over his head, and not much more being given to anyone that crosses his path. Then finally we have the light blue skinned Thana, who also has a strange adornment of horns across her head and wings that come out from her back, kind of folded back as almost the appearance of like a cloak as she walks around generally, but they are in fact wings. Thana hails from a water planet that is central in the galaxy here, and generally known for being a more peaceful realm. However, Thana has chosen to step away from that and take on a life of adventuring as a fighter. And with that, unless you guys have anything specific you want to throw in there, let's talk about where you are. So, where am I? Where am I? Each of you have been called into a familiar place. All of you are members of the Order of Action. It is a generally thought of as mostly good mercenary guild. that you are all part of. Generally, you come in and receive your various jobs from here, whether it be, I was going to say rescuing a kitten, like something as mild as rescuing a kitten from a high-rise building, or whether it be something as intense as taking down a pirate vessel that has been harrying the trade lines. These are all fairly common, and everything in between is fairly common to be brought through the order of action. You are all given these orders by Anna, the artificial neural network assistant that has summoned you in today. As you guys enter in through the familiar sliding metal doors, you come into Anna's light blue lit chamber. There is a pedestal where her hologram appears from in the center of the room. Everything else is your typical futuristic techie appearance with various wire cabling from the walls, done well but still visible. Different computer screens, server systems, all built into this central area that is a highly guarded space within the order of action. Anna pops to life as you three walk in through the door, almost together. You guys kind of all just arrived at the same time. None of you being particularly late or particularly early for this meeting. You walk in, and Anna kind of springs to life. She is a hologram in appearance here, but has the appearance of a human female. She is this like kind of light, sparkly blue color all across the board, like because of the light that actually emits to cause her existence. And she warmly greets all three of you. Welcome. It is good to see you again. Thank you all for answering the summons.
Anna, it's always a pleasure for when you call upon the best bard in the land.
And it is always a pleasure for you to answer. Thank you. You. Thank you for arriving so rapidly. All three of you.
Whenever there's trouble, Thana will be there to help.
Very good, Thana. It's wonderful to have you here with us. And as she's like jittering like that, it's unusual.
Yeah.
She's not normally like that. She's normally just soft-spoken like she was for the very first sentence. As it happens, these weird orange glyphs kind of like spark around her.
We need to put in a ticket to the IT guy.
Unfortunately, that's why you are here. I have a problem, and I need you to fix me, please.
I'm not a computer person.
I have tracked the problem to the Cyclevian system. I believe that Admiral Kraskan may have returned, and you guys have heard of Kraskan. He was a old world general that rose up and from the Gravnian interstellar fleet and led a kind of not revolt, but and like kind of a rebellion type scenario against the central seat of the galaxy here. And his kind of methodology was to supplant the current council and set himself up as the sole leader of this area. And it was believed that his ship had been completely destroyed with him on it, probably 50 years or so ago. And his name was kind of just drifted off as, okay, good, we got rid of that. And there had been no word or anything of him doing anything or returning for years. I recognize the code from the archives, and as I tracked him, it got worse.
Anna, you poor soul. Sure, I will go on this quest. There's
She doesn't have a soul.
Alistair, is that you?
She laughs at that.
At least attempts to.
She does have a sense of humor.
Alistair, you look rather sickly. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Leave me alone. It's just the change of seasons.
Very well, very well. I am Anna.
Yes.
Is there a way to transport? Man,
there's a spark that comes out of one of the wires.
Anna, you sparking? My goodness. Is there a way for us to travel quickly to the system that you mentioned?
Dunbar's ship is docked currently at dock 1 through 132A. I am sure that he would fly you there. And you guys know that the Cyclevian system is kind of a scummy place. It's generally where people go to hide, and to get away from others, and to be garbage people. It's pirates, bounty hunters, assassins, and worse all call this system home. Nice.
Bounty hunters actually do good things sometimes.
Sometimes. And it is assumed that this would be the ideal scenario for the Admiral to be rebuilding his fleet away from any form of patrols or anything of that nature. Anna does go on to inform you that, through broken conversation, of course, that it seemed he was attempting to extract information on the Central Core and on the order of action based on what she initially found and why she initially found that somebody was trying to subvert her systems and get information from her memory. And as she finishes reciting this, she then, I must focus my energies on keeping this at bay. There is a specific drive that he will have there. It is the key to stopping this. Goodbye and good luck. And she just goes out.
We must hurry. We don't know what kind of information he could be using right now.
I agree. Let us travel.
Already walking towards it.
Okay. So you guys do head towards the ship.
Yep.
I literally don't remember what the guy's name was. I know it started with a D, but I lost it.
Dunbar.
So you are heading there to that captain's ship at 132A.
Oh, 132A, yeah.
I did remember that because I'm weird with numbers. Bad with names, weird with numbers. And so you guys make your way there, and you do see that the captain just kind of sitting back, eating just slobbishly something that resembles a cheeseburger, just kind of like ripped in half. He's a very portly, older, mixed breed male. Seems as he's human, but has some odd alien-style tendencies to him. His eyes are weird, shifty orange with kind of slits as the pupils. And he, as you guys approach, he kind of just like, without moving his head up, his eyes just kind of go and look up at you and kind of protrude slightly out of his head.
This ghastly creature is our captain.
Yes.
Yep, well, I am one of it.
I cast Mage Hand and make him sit up straight. Dunbar, is it?
Yeah, that's me.
I believe we have already chartered something through Anna.
She may not be able to respond.
I'm just getting word. Could you get rid of this?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we'll go.
And he actually is in like a hover chair. It just looked like he was sitting on like a piece of yard furniture at first. And he just kind of like grabs the one arm of it and just kind of starts floating in towards the ship.
So we followed the
Come on, get on the ship.
We weren't already. Oh my goodness.
And you guys make your way into a very rough, beaten up spaceship. It's small and cramped. There's seats along each side. Various lights are kind of just flickering. It makes you almost think it might be something along the lines of like a check engine light. There's like a puff of steam like from one of the pipes as you guys walk past.
That's not steam.
May or may not have been from the waste treatment. May or may not have been. It does not smell nice in here.
It does to me.
And the seats are just benches along each side, and then 2 seats up front as the pilot and co-pilot seats.
Is there a co-pilot?
Nope.
Lovely.
I don't need a co-pilot.
I will find the kind of the back corner spot, the less smelly spot. I will take out one of my fine linens, set it down gently, and try to not touch anything.
I sit down and take out some of my hempen rope and just like start tying myself to the bench. And it's like, okay.
Kind of waller in some stuff a little bit.
No, I'm just sitting there like arms crossed, like I don't care.
Perfect. So
Just trying to avoid certain urges right now.
So
Urges? Do you have to pee?
Urges? I mean, I'm sure
I'm
it
not
doesn't
saying that
matter.
out loud.
Okay.
Keep it in the back. All the way back in the far corner. That's where we usually go.
Oh.
Hold on.
Is that where I'm sitting right now? Oh my gosh.
and it just takes off like a bat out of hell, flying you guys kind of back a little bit, sliding down the bench slightly, except for those of you tied to it.
My arms
you're
are
just kind of like the other 2 of you kind of meet up with each other for a second, and then you reposition.
No.
Nice to see the bromance still going on.
Yeah. And you guys are now leaving the world you started on, heading out in amongst the stars, traveling through the galaxy at, of course, a light speed rate, with various multicolored nebulas floating along beside, multiple star systems. You pass various planets that you catch just brief glimpses of, as there are moments of having to come to a slow as you pass through various checkpoints along this route.
As we're flying, I'm staring intently at the back of the captain's head and just...
Yeah, you got about 4 rolls or so that you're looking right at. It's got this kind of missing patch of hair here that reveals the
growls.
skin. Yeah. And he just kind of like scratches the back of his head pretty vigorously, like there's something on him. He's just like, and there's nothing on his hands. Just has a weird feeling. And he then flies on, leans back. All right, now.
Do I notice I'm staring at the captain's head?
Make a perception roll.
First
roll.
Ew, it's a 3. No, I'm too busy hanging on for dear life.
You're like making sure that everything's like tightened up and solid here.
So during the travel, I'm going to tune up my dulcimer and serenade everyone in the cabin.
Performance roll.
Performance. Well, it's a natural 1, but I have plus 13, so it's a 14.
But it's a natural
It's
one.
a natural
So,
1.
It plays so horribly. I point at him and cast...
Plink, 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 plink,
And cast
plink,
Toll the Dead.
Toll the
Dead.
I
Does that do anything for him?
swear.
Can I...
He's not dead or undead.
No, it does. It's target must... It's at one creature you can see within range. Sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment.
That's right. Yeah, because it's like the bells from a... What's the
church
graveyard?
bells. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the graveyard has the thing.
Yeah.
Cemetery is just stuff.
Yeah.
Graveyard has a chapel. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from. But okay, So whatever you need to do that, or whatever he needs to do
I
to not
point
have
at
that happen.
him, and he rolls a. He needs a wisdom save.
Okay, roll your wisdom save.
Quite easy.
17.
Not easy anymore. Plus my wisdom, that's a 14.
I'll pretend that he heard the sounds.
Okay, cool. So it doesn't actually take any damage to you or have any effect on you, but you just hear this like.
And during that, I just set down the dulcimer.
Yeah.
And you're like
doing it-
trying to play that.
Yeah, he's playing.
So
He's playing
you're hearing
that.
bells in your
And he's
head.
playing terribly, and I'm just like pointing at him like nonchalantly. Like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on. Usually I am very good at this.
Maybe you
So
should
is he
set
still
it
playing?
down.
No, he's like stopped.
he stopped.
and As
Okay.
he like is
Just
doing
like, as
that,
he's playing, he hears graveyard bells, and
Yeah,
then just stops.
Yeah.
Okay,
the captain's then just like,
good.
If you want some music, I can take care of that.
and he like hits this tune where it's like a like Back in Black type of situation that just starts playing, and sorry for yours.
Uncultured swine!
and that just like starts happening, and it's just like
This is my
and
jam.
it's just like playing the full song.
Yeah.
and
It's like
everything.
Black Dog by Zeppelin.
And at this point in the like lifespan of this, if it was in relation to Earth, is like 1,000 or 2,000 years beyond. So this is like an ancient song, but it still has that feeling to you.
It's like Black Dog from Led Zeppelin.
And then there's just more and more like old school rock and metal that gets played through here, and some like
Old music
like-
in space. That sounds familiar.
yeah. And
No, I've never heard of it.
you guys are
before.
now being assaulted by these sounds, as the speakers seem to be the one functional thing on this entire ship that does not have an issue.
Engines check.
Engines kind of work, and the speakers definitely work.
Speakers.
This goes on for a while, and he's like,
Good with
We're,
the equalizer.
we're out in the territories now. If anything happens, I think most of you can fit under the benches. I'll deal with anyone who comes across us, and just stay quiet. Which system were we heading for, anyways? I was told Outer Rim. I didn't get a specific location.
Does anyone find it ironic that we're being smuggled into the smuggler's zone?
I believe we're heading to the
Cyclevian.
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 Perfect.
Smuggler's zone, Ian.
Yeah. There's only one planet that fits this bill there. I don't want to go there, but if it's for Anna, I'll do it. You're jumping, though. I'm not landing.
Why do people care so much
And he
about
just
this
takes
artificial
off.
intelligence?
So,
She is ancient.
you guys begin to approach. You can see out of the murky, foggy, grime-crusted windows, kind of scrape as opposed to wipe. Like a little wiping, a little scraping to see through the window.
I'm not touching it.
And yeah, so somebody might. If you did, this is what you would see. You see a forested planet that looks kind of sick. As you're starting to, you've broken through the atmosphere. It's a little as you're going, and starts to level out. And now you're over this kind of dense jungle of various trees, large, like what would almost look like in our world a house plant, but purple and 30 feet tall type of situation. This very odd mixture of strange fungal-ish and vine-like and tree-like plants that all kind of seem to grow together. The captain leans back again.
All right, I'm slowing down up here at the old base. Dropping you there. Get ready.
And the ship does start to slow, and the back end starts to drop down. There's this sound.
Eventide and
You wouldn't
ready.
happen to have
Lights kind of
any,
flash red against your guys' faces, and the ship has slowed.
Get out, or I'll throw you out.
And it is at a pace where you could make the jump theoretically.
I will jump, but I'll leave my cloth there, saying, "You could use some fine."
I push him out before he finishes saying that.
Make a dexterity roll. And the other two of you as well, if you are then jumping.
I am jumping, yeah.
I fall.
I'm just gonna
I rolled
walk
a
out.
3. So I'm gonna fall onto the dirt,
I just walk out.
So
brush myself.
Alistair
Why?
walks out and just walks out. The ship's still moving, and he just walks out and is like, and just hits the ground face first, and then just pushes himself up and stands right up as if nothing happened, and just hunches back down and starts walking forward to get away from the engines of the ship.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Nice. So you front flip off of it. And
Is
it's
there like a vine? I'd like to use my
superhero
whip and
lands.
just like
Okay,
whip as I'm
perfect, yeah.
falling and then
Jump
swing
off,
in.
do a flip,
Yeah.
swing over that, and then like superhero land, three-point
Three-point
landing
landing.
situation. The whip cracks behind you. Wind
Why
blows your
can't
hair a little bit.
Why can't we go to planets that aren't covered in muck?
And it is a
'Cause
mess.
no
This
such
is a
thing
landing
exists.
platform, but it's just vines all over it, moss everywhere, pools of like stagnant greenish water, various brown and red mosses growing along the edges, and the stairway is pretty rusted, but does lead down to what kind of looks like a path.
Let us go. I want to get off this planet as fast as possible.
Who will be leading through this area?
I will.
Okay.
Intriguing. I'm wondering if, because my cantrip, I could shape water, but it says I could freeze water. Is there enough water to freeze so I'm not sinking into the muck? I just want to freeze it and then kind of float on it.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
You definitely.
I mean,
can.
it just kind of, as I move, I can do
You
that.
said it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a cantrip. That
So you're
way
just
they
kinda
have
like-
solid ground to sort of slip on.
Yeah.
Okay. It's nice.
Sena, I like your grace. It's quite nice.
So it does solidify the ground, makes it difficult terrain still. Doesn't fix that problem because it's slippery now, but you're not sinking down into it at this point. Make a survival roll for me,
Okay.
Fauna.
Ew. 7. Definitely not like my other character.
A little too focused on the ice, and you start to kind of walk off the path a little
Okay.
bit. Either the two of you or both make a perception roll for me.
Did you want to be in front of me?
Sure.
Okay. I can't see anything behind this ghastly thing.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, so you see that she's just kind of like walking off into the woods instead of down the fairly
Yeah, I'm
clear
just looking
path.
at the water.
Like it's a terrible path. It's like covered in muck and nonsense, but it's like a circle through the trees kind of situation.
I just keep walking along the path.
So Alistair just kind of passes you and just like down into the muck, kind of just like mid-calf deep, and just keeps walking through it. And you're like,
Alistair, what are you doing?
and then you realize that you've stepped off the path entirely,
Oh.
and you correct yourself.
I
And
said,
at
"Where
this
would it be?"
point, I'll have you make a perception roll now, Thana.
I'll use the other one.
Just get everybody's perception
Okay.
overall. Because
Mine was an 8.
you're still,
Yeah.
22.
Okay. So, after you travel forward for half hour or so, trying to get through this muck traveling down here, having been given instructions that there's pretty much only one central point here. It's an old fortress. It was at one point used as kind of a base of operations for a clan of pirates that had kind of banded together through various ships. Except it's been in disrepair for a number of years. Probably at the point of even maybe hundreds now. And you start to hear music playing.
Is it pleasant music?
Yes. It's kind of eerie. It's a little odd, but it still is kind of cheerful, creepy music type of situation. Sounds kind of
just
happy.
in 5/3. It's a waltz.
It's a waltz.
Yeah. What do you guys do about the sound? It seems to be coming from the path ahead of you.
I would walk towards it.
I'm going to play along with it.
Okay, performance roll.
Yes. Not a
Get
1.
good
Please,
at
not a
some
1.
point.
Please, a
Oh
one.
my god, it's a 1. It's a 1.
I just secretly another.
I think my dulcimer is cursed.
You break a string.
Okay.
The bottom string is now broken on your instrument. And
Good
as you're
going,
playing
Quoth.
horridly, you hear the music stops. What on earth are you doing?
I was trying to play along.
You
Trying.
no talent. And stepping around.
That is not the
from-
first time, and I assure you I have plenty of talent.
Stepping around
No,
from
it isn't the
a,
first time you failed.
a rock. It's kind of a boulder off to the side. There is a individual that has like a nice Victorian frock type attire on, though he is waist high at best. Human in features, but with little horns peeking out of his head, kind of like deer antlers. And he happens to have bushy, furred, kind of goat-like legs. Gotta stop punching this table. And
You had it coming.
he has cloven hoofs at the base as he kind of just prances along this muck that is not seeming to give way as much to him as it does to you. Seems to support him a lot better. Seems not only just because of his weight, but maybe some other reasoning as well.
It's the hooves.
It just so happens, though, that I could use some assistance. If you're better at other things as opposed to music, you might be able to help me out here.
Wait, why were we here?
I think he's good at taking hits.
We were here to collect a hard drive for ANNA.
I have no idea who that is, but if you're looking for technology, I think our goals are aligned. There happens to be an individual, an old, odd fellow, half mad it seems, who has taken one of my friends. I would like my friend back and not turned into one of these things he's making up there.
What's he making?
He's mixing the components with creatures, and it's not right.
Sounds unnatural.
Would this
There
be
was a
something I'm familiar
bear
with?
a gun on its head the other day that escaped. It nearly shot me in the face.
The man is ingenious, but he doesn't appreciate the craft.
Well, will you help me or not?
Does this sound like something that we would be familiar with? The gentleman
In general.
that we're hunting.
Not really.
Okay, so it's something. Doesn't sound like
Side
his MO.
quest.
Is it?
Maybe.
Side quest in a one shot.
No, fighters don't side quest. We quest through.
Well,
Well,
would...
you need our help, and
know.
I am not one to say no to any kind of help. So you have my assistance.
Wonderful.
Do you just help anybody who asks for it?
Yes. It's better than going back to my planet.
Could you bash your skull in for me, please? I need it.
Cannot help you with that.
And if he doesn't want to go, I'm not too concerned with that. But let's be off.
That man sounds like an amateur. I'll go. I need to stop that. Not you.
Perfect.
Captain.
Well,
You're talking about me?
We already know you can't play. You
and he
claim
starts
to
like
be a
playing
bard.
his instrument again,
Yeah.
and just kind of walking off
He's
down the path the way you guys were headed.
compared to him. Oh yeah.
Well, I'll follow.
As you guys follow
Someone's
him
blowing
on,
off first chair.
you start to notice. Well, you don't. You two start to notice what seems to be a singular mountain peak kind of rising from the center of this jungle. You kind of get little glimpses through a couple of breaks in the tree. And as you continue on coughing against the muck and smell of the space, bugs coming in,
Not me.
zipping into the side of your face.
Nah.
I'm in front, so I can tell if it was you or not.
You're like, it's not hitting you at all. It's actually,
you're
it's actually
I just
hitting you
kinda-
as far as
Just trudge through it like the same as if I'm just walking through whatever.
yeah. And the bugs, for some reason, don't seem to be landing and biting on Alistair as well. It's very odd that this is taking place. But closer and closer to the mountainside you get, and at that point, the individual in front of you drops the instrument, kind of packs it away in a little satchel at his right hip, actually. On his left hip, as you see, kind of pulls away the coat to do so. There is a little short sword there that's kind of affixed to a fairly nice belt. It's actually something you would admire, Eucalyptus. It's very well made.
Too bad
All of
you're
it
in the
looks
back.
quite nice.
You can't see it.
He makes a bit of a show of it as he does. He's like, "Oh, I need to put that in this side," just so you know that he's armed, kind of thing. And he readjusts his coat. And at the base of this mountain, it seems that this area has been a little more trodden and more recently. The path leading directly in to what is just an open cave mouth that does seem to have doors, but they're rusted old metal doors that at one point seem to slide open kind of at an angle, like a type of thing, but they have like jammed to where there's kind of maybe two people could walk in at the same time, one of which would have to kind of duck under and like do that number to get in. But the vines and stuff that are kind of over this space have clearly been cut away to give access to it. And he just kind of like slowly makes his way towards that was a wild roll, towards the entrance, now starting to quietly approach. And you guys want to follow suit? And also quietly approach?
I will try to quietly
Roll
approach.
some stealth rolls for me.
I feel like I should be
Disadvantage.
in.
I have
Bells.
disadvantage because my character is flamboyant, or they have bells and whistles in their hairs and stuff.
I feel like I
On
should
top
just be.
of Eucalyptus's head, there is actually a headdress of various like quills and spikes that are adorned with different pieces of metal and bells and such. Which is part of the reason you haven't found it too terribly odd that you were hearing bells this whole time.
Oh.
You thought maybe it had like a little bit of a shake or
just
tremor
shaking
from
a
the
little bit
cold,
too much.
kind of thing. Maybe you're getting a little too into it and getting a little offbeat type of deal. And what did you guys each roll for your stealth?
7.
No. I rolled a 7.
It's my armor.
12.
Wow. Jingle bells
with-
actually
Yeah,
the quietest one.
If I
That's
didn't have
because I
disadvantage,
just
it would have been a
trudge.
24.
Okay. So, stepping in, there's just this brief little, and then it kind of fades away as
I'm just.
Thana and Alistair are kind of just like, they're just like,
I'm in chainmail,
type of thing
so
from
yeah.
Alistair, and chainmail jingling and scraping against the door from Thana. You guys do enter into a dimly green-lit space. It almost has this kind of bioluminescent glow to it. Doesn't seem to come from any like electrical structures or anything in this area. It's a very strange kind of teal green type of color. As you guys start to make your way farther forward, you hear various clangings and then some clattering of like a keyboard or something from ahead, just kind of that. No, that's not it.
Let's see him. No.
Can you keep
Is
it
this
down?
the
Sounds like
IT
where we have to go.
department?
And this is around the corner. Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Both of you?
Yes.
Okay. So you do that, and there's this. It all stops.
Thank you. We were trying to sneak here.
What? Who would dare to enter here?
End users.
And as you guys step around the corner, that's where we're going to take our break. So check the Twitch chat right now for your shot at winning the prize pack from Reckless Deck, and we will be back here in approximately 5 to 10 minutes or so to continue this on and see what the space is that they have stepped into. And we're back. I might actually leave that part in there.
Yes. You should.
So we're back, and you guys are now entering around a corner that brings you into what you see here, actually, which I will put up there. It is a odd assortment of various like test tube type spaces that are filled with this strange kind of greenish liquid. There's some odd like brown tints to it as well, and it kind of glows from like a bit of light in each one of these tubes. The three on either side are seemingly sealed except for the tops, which has like these manhole covers that have kind of like been jarred aside. The center one had doors closed on it, but is now open, still with a glass-in type of cover to the front of it. The space itself is dimly lit with kind of a mix of orangish lights and greenish kind of underlighting, like underneath some heavy metal tables. In the very center of the room, there is a circular wooden pool almost that rises up from the ground, approximately 5.5 feet in height. So it's like actually like a swimming pool size kind of scenario. And it is, 15 to 20 feet across all the way around. Bubbling in the center of that is kind of this strange greenish blue liquid that kind of emits a little bit of a glow from itself. Just kind of little puffs of like steam come out of it. And over against the far side of the space, you see a strange individual that is an old man in military-esque robes, balding and with a big grayish face and bulbous nose. And he's wearing these strange old military-looking goggles as he's working over the top of the table that he's currently at. And he kind of looks up at you guys. What are you doing here?
We need to put in a ticket.
You should not be here. And you.
And it doesn't work.
You're from them.
Maybe.
Good. If you're all they sent, I'll deal with you quickly and we'll be through here. And he flexes his arms up.
So he's
And
the
as he
one we're
does
looking
so,
for.
his these like metal wings kind of fold out from his back, and he like starts flying up into the air via a jetpack and lands up here.
Why does he have wings if he uses a jetpack?
And
Probably for theatric
trajectory.
flair.
maybe, and he points out his hands towards you, and two rockets appear on the top of his gauntlets that he's got in his arms. And I need everybody to roll
I'm gonna say,
initiative.
here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus.
16.
Okay, so
24.
24, and then
22.
I like this character.
22. Okay, so we've got Thana. And then we have
It is eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus.
That is me. Don't wear it out.
And yes, so Eucalyptus. And I'm actually using my new combat tracker here, which you guys can find at rollthis.com/printables. This is the first time I've actually used it in a game, so because we didn't have combat last time we played.
That's true.
So Eucalyptus, and then where were you at, Alistair?
16.
Okay, so all right, that is, and then our wee little friend at the end.
He's talking about you.
No, your new friend that you made that's actually a friend. And then at the very, very end is, unfortunately for him, the Admiral.
Admiral?
So, Thana, what will you be doing first?
So the pool of water in front of me looks kind of nasty, I'm guessing.
That was a bad
That looks
idea.
delicious. I'm curious. Destroy water to destroy up to 10 gallons of water in an open container within range.
Okay, what's the range?
Where's my range? 30 feet.
Which, actually, speaking of, I need to add your wee little friend
Though
there
he-
as well.
If I'm
and
not within 30
switch
feet,
this
I'll
over
step up to it and cast Destroy Water on it.
Okay, so which one? You said 30 feet?
Yeah.
And it's one situation?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One square up, and you can shatter either one of these two.
Okay. So do we notice anything in them?
Make a perception roll, real quick.
Oh, not good. Dead. 12.
Nope. You don't see anything. It's very, very murky.
So they're very murky. Oh man, these could be what he's working on.
You said what you were going to do.
Left. The left one.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
So this one here?
Yep.
All right. So is there any specific thing you have to roll for that? Like a damage rating or anything?
It doesn't say. It's an instantaneous. It's just a transmutation. It says like casting time 1 action.
Okay, sounds
I
good.
can either create or destroy water.
Okay, perfect. So, water. Destroy. Destroy. Okay. Okay, so what happens here is you two see Thana step forward, and she reaches a hand out towards her left and just clenches a fist. And the water inside this pressurized tube is destroyed in an explosive destruction of water inside of a pressurized tube, which causes this to burst out. And falling out of it, slumping onto the ground in front of it, is a giant constrictor snake of some sorts. And
Is it dead?
it is alive. It coils itself back up and looks towards you guys, kind of moving back and forth. And you notice it's got this kind of like light like embedded into the center of its head. And the Admiral, you're doing my job for me. This is wonderful. I can't wait for the rest of them to play with you.
So your job was to break the glass that you built. How long did it take to do that? All of that. I just shattered it like that.
It was here when I got here. And moving on to Eucalyptus.
General, I want to show you the light. I'm going to cast Dawn.
Use an admiral.
I did that on purpose, you silly no-brain.
So ironic. So you're casting
Dawn.
Dawn.
Yes.
Jesus,
At
where is
5th
that?
level.
My lord. 4th and 5th, which is Dawn, and light of dawn shines in location 40-foot cylinder. When the cylinder appears, each creature in it must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 4d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much. So roll your damage, because regardless, he'll have damage taken. It's 4d10.
I've never.
And
There we go.
conveniently, he does not save on it.
26 points.
And actually, okay, so 26. That is one full row here.
And
Oops,
that-
I'm marking that off the wrong person.
How far away are those other containers next to them? So it hits. I think it would hit that entire area.
What's the size?
30 feet
30 feet.
and 40 feet high.
So if you're hitting here,
Yeah.
you've got each one of these takes up like 10 feet.
Uh-huh.
So there'd be,
It's
you'd
just
want to center it on there.
Yeah.
So it would be 1, 2, 3.
I'm not gonna hit
It
the
doesn't
other ones.
really hit them. It
Okay.
like clips the edge of them, kind of reflects
Do a little
off.
crack.
It did, however, hit something else that may or may not have made it safe. So, is that everything for Eucalyptus?
I am also going to inspire my comrades.
Okay.
I shall inspire Alistair.
Okay. So, take it's a D10 or
It's a
12?
D10.
Okay, perfect. So you have a D10 that you can add to any of your next
You can make
rolls.
ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws. 1d10.
and
And you can roll it after you've done what you roll, but before knowing the outcome from the DM.
Yep. You feel this kind of sense of like, this feels like life. That kind of courses through you a little bit, Alistair. And when this snake starts to slither up to whoever's closest to it, which was, I'm using your regular mini as you.
Oh, okay.
So sees you do this damage, and you see the light on its head kind of flash and bing, 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 almost like a Morse code type of thing. And it looms forward and then is going to lash out at you. And where's my encounter? It is going to make a bite attack. For starters, have a natural 19. I think that in itself is higher. Plus 6,
Well,
so
yeah, that'll hit.
25. So it does 2d6. That is 6 plus 4, 10 points of piercing damage. And it is going to... Nope, it has to stop there. It can only do one attack at a time. So it bites into you and just kind of like has you in its jaws now.
Am I grappled?
You have a snake biting onto you, but you can like still...
Someone
break
get
away
this
from it.
off.
You're semi-grappled kind of thing. It's a weird situation.
It's disgusting is what it is.
Yeah. So, that brings us then to Alistair.
Do I see any unsuccessful experiments nearby?
No.
No
I'm not going to make a roll for it.
bodies.
No, not really. I mean, there's some like broken weird parts, like a strange arm here and there that's like a mechanical arm. Nothing that's a living being per se that has recently died or been mutilated beyond recovery. There's a couple like pools of blood and bile and stuff, but nothing that's a physical form.
Well, I guess I'll cast Earthbind.
Okay. And Earthbind is... What kind of save for me?
It is a strength save of 17.
Okay.
And I'll cast it on the one flying.
Okay. Oh, that's cut. Okay, it's still crap. So he does not make the save. However, he's up on top of this structure, planted up on there. So what's the effect that it does?
So he's not actually flying.
No, he's not actively flying right now. He flew up and landed on here.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't do anything then.
Oh, okay. Do you want to retcon
You're
it
trying
since
to
you didn't
pull
like
on
it.
actually
I do,
know
yeah.
that he was sitting on that physically?
Right, I thought that was representing.
No, that was meant to be that
flight.
he flew
Okay.
up and said
Oh,
that.
those containers.
He's
that was
actually
wild.
on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to make it real simple here, and I'm going to cast blindness on him.
Okay. Is there a save on that at all?
There is.
Maybe if I refresh your page, I can see the stuff. There we go.
Constitution of 17.
Okay. Dang. Well, that's terrible. With a 3 on the dice, no, he does not make it. So he is blinded. Which I will just...
Your goggles fucking up all
I
day.
know.
Ironically, this one right here, I literally can't see out of it right now. So this is like really fitting.
So now you know how it
I'm like
feels.
one eye just looking out of everything.
And as I see the blindness take hold, I go, gaze into the abyss.
What is this?
Experience.
And he's like twitching dials and stuff on his goggles, trying to sort things out.
Nice.
And he is actively blinded. Then that brings us back around to the little satire who's with you, who is
He's here to make fun of things.
He's just mocking
satyr. Actually, is I guess what it's probably said.
It's okay, you can make fun of things. Sorry,
He kind of like, I see what you did there. So he just kind of like moves around you guys and then like looks around and is going to attack this thing because he's like right there by it.
Because none of us ever want to make a rogue.
And he's going to like, no, he's just the base monster out of here.
Okay.
That is funny though.
I promise next time.
Right. So he does a +5 on a 9 against that. I don't believe is going to hit. Nope, does not actually hit. So he pulls his sword out and like, oh no. This is not what I signed up for. This is wrong. I should not have started fighting.
Stick the point.
And he like just tries to get away and like hide behind you. And as he does that, it like snaps out at him, which does cause it to release you from its bite, but it is still right there beside you.
Okay.
And that brings us then to the Admiral, who is actively blinded by
The light.
Alistair, which...
Just me.
And that was blindness and deafness that you used on
Blindness
Blindness.
/ deafness.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Level 2.
what level 2? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I just want to verify specific creature that you
It
can
just adds more creatures, and I'm like, I don't care about the snake.
Yeah.
Don't
The
care about
duration,
snake.
which is 1 minute. The end of each of its turn, it can make a Constitution saving throw. And I don't actually have the condition of what blindness does. Dang it.
It's a disadvantage, I think, on attacks. Maybe. Let's see. Because I have it on my other character.
Blindness affects the actual eyes, so I'm not going to do some weird thing and say his goggles can overcome it, though that would have made sense in retrospect. So he does, however, have other things that he can kind of do without needing sight. So you see him kind of fiddling with his stuff, and he's like, forget it! Go! And he like points his hands out towards this one.
Did you find blindness or blinded? What that means?
If you would
Automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against that the creature have advantage,
tell me. Okay.
and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay, perfect. So this snake is going to flop out of here now, with the door actually just opening, and the slime and gunk flowing out of it. It looks identical to the other one, again with that same thing on its head, and it will have the same initiative as the other snake when it gets around to it. That'll be when it makes its things as well. So they'll kind of be a unison thing.
Okay.
And then it will be, actually he's got that save again that he can do. Oh my God. Natural 1 on the die that never does a natural 1. That's ridiculous. This dice never fails me. This is ridiculous! You gotta be fucking... Can you read this?
What was it?
It's a 20.
It's a 20.
I dropped it like just nonsense,
Yeah.
and it's a 20.
It's taunting you.
Just trying to act like the character, and I roll a 20 on accident. So his turn is over. He's not going to do anything.
Sir,
Thana.
you're still inside the light.
What do you got to do for that?
Yeah.
A creature that
Can't see the light.
He doesn't know.
It's another.
take the same amount of
Radiant
damage.
damage.
Does he have another save against her? Or is it just
Yeah, you'll do another save.
Okay. A 3.
10. 19.
All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 19. Okay.
Yeah, so any creature that ends their turn in the light takes damage.
Okay, perfect.
Up to 1 minute of.
Perfect. So.
It is a concentration too.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. And that makes it Thana's turn.
Am I close? I'll go over to smack the snake that's attacking the annoying bard.
Okay, so one move
I don't know if I should thank you or not.
Just want to be right there, like beside him.
It's a
catch it?
fighting. I did, yes. So I'm gonna roll for it.
Got a 20 on your dexterity there.
Yeah. Let's see. That is a 20, 19 to hit.
Okay, that does hit. Yep,
All right.
definitely hits.
So 1d4. So 4, 5, 6, 7 for bludgeoning.
Okay.
Excuse me, sorry. I'm learning. I'm still new to this. And dying, apparently. Because I did that. Whenever I do an attack, I earn an extra attack on my turn. So
Okay, perfect.
I roll for attack again, correct?
Attack again.
That was a 19.
That hits.
Plus, okay, yeah.
Roll your damage.
Same. Oh man, I'm doing good. Another 7 damage.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. All right.
Okay, so that was my extra attack. And nah, you know what? I'll stick with those 2 attacks. I'm not gonna push it.
Okay. So.
I'm saving the rest of my stuff for the other guy.
Okay, perfect. So that brings us to Eucalyptus, if that's everything for Thana.
Sorry.
Yes.
So the snake that's directly in front of me, is it looking pretty bad, or is it still standing, or
That's fine.
it's doing good? Okay.
Finer than I expected it to be doing after being hit.
I'll take out my sham. And it actually has a kind of a hidden blade to it.
Okay.
And I will stab it with that.
Okay, perfect. So you pull the sham off your back, and you kind of trigger this mechanism that causes a blade to right out of the end of it, and you jam it forward.
Ooh.
It is not.
It is 22.
22 hits.
Where's my 6? I do 3 points of damage.
You kind of stab off the side of it and gash into it a little bit. Anything else?
Let's see. I do want to inspire Thana as well.
Can you have 2? Can you do that? Yeah, because your bardic inspiration, you have X amount to use. So you're using a second one to also inspire her. Perfect. Yep.
My thing is getting down to the music. It's like pulsing with it. Okay, I get a D10.
Yep. You have an extra.
Yeah, you have a D10 you can use on ability checks, attack rolls, or saving throws.
What's going on here? My computer's being weird.
And then getting some pop-ups over there.
My mouse went over to the side, and it's all enlarging.
That's amazing. That brings us around to the snakes, which this one is going to focus again back on Eucalyptus, who hasn't done the most damage to it, but was the one that it was kind of targeting initially.
Kind of tasty.
And the other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. Okay, is going to move up there towards Thana, and the one attacking you is going to attempt to constrict you. So it has a attack that it makes on that, which is a 16.
Does not hit.
That's actually against
Okay,
Eucalyptus.
sorry.
16.
16 is my armor class.
Okay, so it hits because it hits just at it.
Yep.
And that will be 2d8. That's a 10. I'm sure you don't want me to use the 10 instead of the 8, right?
Well, I mean, let's not.
Just a one shot, right?
I don't want to. I want to be dead in one shot. In the one.
Yeah,
shot.
right. So it's 2d8. One of them's an 8. 15, an 8 and a 7, plus 4. Wow. So 19 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Okay.
Until the grapple ends, you are considered you're considered restrained one. Yeah, restrained. Means your speed's 0, can't benefit from any bonus to speed. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and disadvantage against any of your attacks. And then you've got disadvantage on dexterity saves as well. Ouch. And it is, wrapping all around you. So it lashes forward and it spins around you, kind of deftly dodging as you try to dodge back out of the way yourself, and then spins back around you, making it kind of a feigned bite that it was doing. And you are now in that one's grasp as the other one attempts to do the same to Thana. Why am I using that dice? I'll use this one. Which is a 13 plus 6, so 19.
Hits.
Perfect. So it does the same thing. And now both of you are grappled by snakes. And Thana, you will take... I rolled a 7 and an 8 on you, and a 1 and a 2 on you.
Oh my gosh.
So you'll take a grand total of 3 plus 4 is 7.
Oh,
so 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
7 total.
Grand total, yeah. And then that will make it Alistair's turn.
Okay, I need a ruling.
Yep.
Phantasmal Killer.
It's on your list, right?
You tap into the nightmares of a creature it's 4th level.
Oh yeah, I added that, I think.
Yeah. Tap into the nightmares of a creature you can see within range and create an illusory manifestation of its deepest fears visible only to that creature.
Visible.
Right, but it's illusory, which means it's in its head.
I actually would say that it's like minor illusion creates.
Okay, so I'm creating it externally.
There would be an external thing. Yep.
All right.
The effect takes effect in his head, but there's a visual component.
Yeah, so because of that, I'm not going to do that. I
Like if he's afraid of
I did want to ask
Tweety Bird,
first.
you would pop that up, and everybody else would just kind of laugh at it, and he'd be like, "Ah!"
All right. Yeah, well, I wanted to ask first before doing that.
God, dude, I am this close to taking his mask off.
Yeah.
What? You don't like
Mustaches
beards?
are evil.
Yeah.
20-foot radius. How far away would I have to aim that to catch the snakes, but not myself?
20-foot radius, you would have to be. You could hit this one and be. I mean, you might want to just move back to like here,
Okay.
and then you could hit just kind of like this edge around here.
Oh, no, I'm not concerned about hitting him.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then you could just blast all this shit right here. You could just murder everybody. Yeah.
I don't want to drop it on the middle, but if I just hit him, but I also hit the 2 snakes.
You would hit her as well, regardless, because she's blue.
She's in the
I don't
middle.
think he
Yeah,
cares,
she's
though.
blue. He's
She's in the
there,
middle.
and then.
So
the snakes
just
on
her
the
and the
side.
2 snakes? I could do that? By blasting like that middle bit?
Well, he's grappled by one of the snakes, so a snake is wrapped around him.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I won't do any
And
of that.
same with her. They're both wrapped around the snakes.
Yep. All right, so...
Put you back where you were then.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what snake intelligence score is. I'll be affectable by it anyway. All right. Well, I'm gonna cast Synaptic Static. At
Okay.
The dude up on the thing there. So, psychic energy is gonna explode. And he must make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
17.
I don't know if you can see this from there.
Is it a 1?
It's literally a 17 on the die, without any other adds.
Oh no, he's got minuses. What?
Oh, please.
Main boss has pluses. But yeah, it's 17 plus, so he makes his save on that. Is
All
there
right,
any
half damage.
damage? Yep.
I need more d6.
Oh boy.
Oh,
It is 8d6.
how many more do you need?
God.
I need 3 more.
8d6.
2
I
more.
actually do. Oh, D6s to choose
Alright.
from.
The lair actions are going to be fighting you guys longer than he is at this rate.
I'm going to die by this snake.
Yeah, you're going to die by the snake.
Yeah.
You're going to die by a snake. You're going to die by a bear. And then everything else is still going to be in its tubes.
14 damage
14. Okay.
because it's half. That's after having it.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Yep.
It's like, how'd you roll that many? You only get 14. Yeah. It's disgusting.
All right, so he's taken 14, is still blind. And is that everything for you, Alistair?
Yeah.
Okay. Skip that. And our little buddy over here is
Impactful.
going to run around to this area and actually 10, 50, ooh, he'll be right there. And he's going to take a shot with his bow at the big guy, which does hit.
Oh, goodness.
And does... it's a D6. It's D6 is right. Next up will be him and then Thana. So Thana, start getting your situation together. It's 1d6. So I'll just be in your guys' benefit and use the higher one, which is actually a 6. Plus 3 is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So he's like, and he's very frustrated. And just kind of like, and will actually take off because he realizes he's still getting hurt here. And I'm going to roll to see what happens with him as he does so.
Flying blind.
Yeah, that's true.
3. Okay, so he is going to go like, and like kind of try to land on this and like not fall, but, and then stop there.
He's still blind, but he like kind of bumped into it, so he knew kind of the general concept. And you see him like he like kind of scrambles to get up on there, and he's still then trying to like adjust his goggles, like fiddling with switches and stuff. And he like as he lands on this, he just kind of goes, "You two, go!" And these two open, and liquid spews out of them. And two bears with guns attached to the side of their heads, just kind of like,
They're gonna bite us.
And start to step forward.
They exist, but they're not going yet. And that brings us around to Thana. You are grappled currently by one of the snakes.
Here I am.
Yep.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Well, that messes with what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll just hit it with the club.
Okay.
And it's like right there. It's like, no, stab it.
Yep.
22 to hit.
22 does hit.
So that equals D4 again.
It would have been funny if it was like a 1 or something.
I know,
where he was
and it's like
"Whoa,
somehow I
whoa."
don't
You like
hit
hit
it.
yourself in the head with it.
That is 5 damage for that. And of course, I will attack again.
Okay.
22 again to hit.
Yep, that is.
And then-
Again. Oh, weird. This time it didn't. No, I'm
I
kidding.
know.
Weird.
And that was only 4 damage, so I'm just smacking it. And I'm
Okay.
like, let go.
Perfect. All right. So, that makes it Eucalyptus's turn.
If I try to break the grapple, is that my turn?
That's your action.
Okay.
You have your bonus action still, but that's your action is to
Okay.
use strength to break the grapple.
I'm going to cure wounds on myself.
Okay.
Because everyone knows I must be saved. And that just happens, right?
There's a number
You
of
or
some
say
dice.
you roll to see how much you.
Yeah, I roll.
Oh yeah, you don't
so
have to
much.
like.
So I'll roll that.
them.
As a bonus action, I'm going to move the Dawn cylinder over to between where he landed, and try to engulf that cylinder and the cylinder behind.
So you kind of want to do one of these
Yeah,
numbers?
do that. Make sure I get the
30
bear.
feet?
Yeah, 30 feet. I want to get the bear and the general.
Okay, so it'd be kind of like clip him, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, you can hit this, and that just like poof, right there.
Okay.
Basically, just kind of clipping everything right on the edges of it.
Okay.
It's kind of centered here.
Very well.
Perfect. And that means they have to...
They will take damage if they stay inside that.
Okay, so they don't take it when you move it?
They do not take
Okay,
it when
perfect.
I move it.
And then the snakes...
And that will be my turn.
Okay, perfect. So that brings us back to the snakes, who will just continue their constriction on you guys. And that's a 19 plus some stuff for the one on Eucalyptus. I rolled a 19 and a 1 and had advantage because of
The grappling. Yeah, that'll hit.
So that is 6 to 8 plus 4 is 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And then for Athana, this might not hit somehow. 11 plus 6 is 17.
Yeah, that
Okay,
hits.
perfect. And that will do
Just barely.
5 plus 4, 9 points of bludgeoning damage to you. And that is the snake's turns, which then makes it Alistair's.
I can see that bear on the far side, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
One more position there. Oh, my
Taking a little bit of a step back
Okay.
away from the action, I whisper an incantation and cast Enemies Abound on it.
Okay. Enemies Abound. That is an interesting one. Which is...
Needs to make an intelligence save of 17, or else it sees everything as enemies.
everything. Okay. You said 17?
Intelligence.
I doubt that that's going to work. So 13 on the die. Plus... -4, actually. So, okay, this bear thinks everything is an enemy.
Replace the brain with the gun.
That's a concentration spell.
Okay. Oh, it's actually...
Oh, I need
you
a roll.
to make 2 rolls at this point, because the last one, when it did you, and this one...
What?
Not you, him.
I mean, for
your concentration.
and what do I need to stay at? What's the...
What are your rolls?
13 and a 10.
13, 10.
Oh wait, plus constitution.
Yeah, so you're good. You're fine.
Is
you're
it
fine.
plus it? Okay.
Yeah, you're totally fine. Like you doubled more than you needed to get on that.
Oh,
so,
okay.
It's not a high situation. That's based on the damage you take from it.
Okay.
So basically, if you take less than 10 and you roll over 10, you're fine. So that makes it that bear's turn, actually, along with the other one.
It selects at random unless there's something like that you want to do, by the way.
Okay. Select at random, which would make overall sense because, like, if I don't randomize it, it's going to just go for an ally. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can roll d8. We'll see who it is, and we'll just go in that order.
Can it attack itself?
1. So it's still going to attack the one that it's at.
That's close.
So it's just going to turn here and and just like tackle this poor little guy. And 11.
That's why I stepped back.
7, yeah, that
Smaller
hits.
target.
14, yeah, that hits as
Further
well.
away.
So he runs up and just like claws through and then bites down on him, both of which do hit. Does a D8 plus 5, 3, 8. Where's my pen? I lost my pen.
You threw it.
I've got this one, so I guess I'll just use this. So first damage this guy's taken, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Throwing
And then 2d6. 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 5 is 12 more. Okay. And that is almost that, which is unfortunate for him. He's still alive. He's hurt, and he's like clenched in the jaws of a bear, but he's still alive. And
In response, I say, you might want to step away from that one.
right, and it is his turn now, so he is going to
I'm gonna reset. Or
attempt to run away. And as he does so, and not like run away, but like try to get out of bear sight and all that. I'm rolling for the bear, which is going to wallop him again from behind with a claw. And that's the claws are...
the claw.
The claw. A claw does 2d6. God. 2. 3 is 5, plus 5 is 10, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Technically, that's my damage.
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 25, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Is that the little loot player?
30. And he's still up. He's like, oh! Ah! And he runs around the backside, and you guys can see him just kind of like, ah! Ah! I hate this place. And that brings us to the Admiral, who didn't do his roll for the blindness.
No, that's at the end of his turn.
No, he didn't do it last time. He got a 4 on this, but so that doesn't count. He's going to call out the next 2 pillars, because that's literally all he can do. And 2 tentacle brain beak situations slump out of there. They are hovering brains with various tentacles floating beneath them and like bird-type beaks on their faces. And they're just going to be like... And they are now out of their cage. And then he is...
What does a 20-foot radius look like in this? Give me like a full size.
Like that number. Actually, this, I think.
Okay.
And
That works for me.
for his save, what's the save got to be?
17.
Just misses it, so
He's
still is blind. And at this point, he's just like, the goggles. Which
But
I
yeah,
am
he's
really
still
lost now.
blind.
And yet he's still just like, and he can't see. So, he is, wow, it's bright in here. Those are
Witness oblivion.
those are pilot's goggles.
That's because you're in light.
Just being like edgy about death and stuff. Like,
And
gaze into it.
he is still him, but I can't do this, so because I can't
fine.
actually see when the folds of the skin are going into my eye, so we're gonna take a break from that now. Also, it's really warm in there. So he transforms and lowers in age. No, he stays the same looking, and will. Like, does he know that thing moves?
Yeah, it's a
when he
you
felt it
can
kinda
see
go
it.
into
It's
his area?
I think
It's a
it
giant,
actually
like,
gives off
beam of
light.
light.
See it. He can't
Oh, wait, he's
see
blind.
anything.
Oh, that's true.
So is it only really that? Does it not?
Yeah, I
say
mean
he
it's
can sense
radiant
it?
damage. That's really it.
Maybe it
yeah.
feels like
And
warm,
then
like
for light- You might
sunshine, like a
it's
sunburn.
like
but-
larger than like how large is
Okay,
this?
so we'll say a D4, 1 to 2, he stays. 3 and 4, he moves. And it is a 2, so he stays. So do your thing,
Should I stay?
40-10.
because he did fail the save on that, and he had already failed your save as well, so he's still blind. And
blind and sunburned.
yeah, this guy's just getting wrecked.
Right.
And as that's happening, it will move to Thana as well.
Still just gonna keep whacking the snake.
30 points. Got good rolls.
Jesus.
And it was is that other bear still inside that light too? Because at the end of its turn, it would have taken damage.
Yes.
There
And
takes damage.
it would take the same damage though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It
okay.
also is going
Okay.
to take that.
So 30 points on that, and whenever the big tentacle thing ends its turn.
Yep. Which it has not even done its first turn yet, so it'll be in a bit. But the bear did end its turn over there because I only moved one bear on the bear actions. I didn't move the other one. That's my fault, so whatever. It's only slightly damaged, so. What did you...
17 to hit.
Okay,
that
perfect.
snake.
That hits. Yep.
Okay.
And you're still on your one snake there.
Yeah, that's 4, and of course I'm gonna smack it again.
Okay.
20, dirty 20.
Oh, I thought you were saying the damage was like...
No.
Okay, perfect.
No, the
Yeah,
first
that
one
hits.
was only 4 damage.
Yeah, that totally hits.
Okay. Yeah. And that one would be 7 damage. I'm just beating it with my club.
Yeah. It's getting a little wear, but otherwise it's just kind of still
holding on.
there. Eucalyptus?
Am I still grappled again?
Yes. Which actually would have had disadvantage on those rolls. We'll skip it for this time, but going forward, when you're grappled, you have disadvantage.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So a 10-foot radius sphere, would that hit the bear and the
Grell?
the beak
The
thing?
grell.
The grell?
No.
Okay.
They are 10 feet apart from each other.
So they would.
They're 10 feet apart from each
10
other. So
foot.
this is
So 10-foot radius is 20 feet across. Because radius is half the diameter. That's math.
Isn't diameter around them?
No, that's circumference.
Circumference.
Yeah.
So
So
it's,
if I hit it in the middle, it would hit both 10.
well, so like what I'm saying is like this one is here, and there's 5, 10, and then this one. So like between the two of
So
them,
that I could target the middle.
there's 10. Yes. So if you target the middle, yes, you could.
Okay, I
But
will.
like you said, if you target the bear, then no.
Yeah.
But if you target the middle, then yes.
Let's see. I can. Yep, I can do a point of my choosing. And I will cast Shatter.
Okay.
And I will, let's see, a Constitution saving throw on a creature, 3d8 of damage on a failed save, half as much.
Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're hitting that spot, is it only one creature or is it everything within the area?
I believe it's
10-foot radius. Yeah. Center of the point. Everything. Yeah, exactly. Each creature. Yeah. So technically, if you put it smack dab in between them, and it's 10 feet, it just clips him too.
Okay.
Based on the height of these cylinders. So the bear fails. The Grell succeeds, and our admiral fails as well.
He is not very good at this.
He's been struggling. So 8. And I cast it. 4d8. Come on, Webs, out of the way.
To give you a additional context, just before you say any more numbers,
Okay.
a creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic material, such as stone, crystal, or metal, has advantage on this saving throw.
Disadvantage?
A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area, which does include this entire table up to here.
The table takes
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
Sounds like the machines are turning on in the room.
Yep.
He's activating something.
10. 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage on a lot of things. Okay. Is that everything for your stuff?
Let's see if I can do any bonus action. Both of you guys are still inspired, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't used mine yet.
That is, how much was it again?
21?
1? Okay, I
That
thought you
was
said
that
4
was
for
full
some reason.
damage. Yeah. So
And that's, okay, so the Grell is half
Grell
of
is
that,
half
so
that.
12.
So it's-
12, okay. And then the bear takes many muches, which covers all of that space almost perfectly, and then one more. And then that's plus 21. And
as a bonus action, I will cast Mantle of Majesty on the unhit Grell.
what does
There's
that do?
one not-
That is casting command without expending a spell slot.
Oh, because of your Bardic College.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
For 1 minute, it must do as I command.
does it have a save on that?
I would think so. It's probably just
It's probably
Command.
wisdom.
I mean, it's the same. It's
it
what
would be
command is.
constant.
yeah. You cast command as a bonus action. I don't see any. I don't have command pulled up. It doesn't link to
Try
it.
to if I can.
Search.
Creatures charmed automatically fail save.
Yeah, nope, that's the other thing. In the beginning of it.
Yeah. Against the command you cast. It doesn't look like it. Wow. You cast command without expending a spell slot for 1 minute or until your concentration ends.
So it's concentration.
Oh, wait. Command is a concentration? Oh.
And you have cast it. So, as the bright light fades from the room,
It's a wisdom save, yeah.
it's a wisdom save, it is.
It is.
So, what is your
Command?
your spell stuff? I will look here real quick. Spell save is 17, it looks like.
Yeah.
With a, does it have a plus on wisdom? I think it might. It's a flying brain. Wisdom is a 0 on the flying brain, and it rolled a 16. Yes. So what is your command?
My command is for it to attack the other actually the snake that's on me.
Okay. It has. How long does that last?
1 minute, so
Okay, so basically for eternity until
Like
unless you
Like one combat.
10
yeah,
turns.
eternity in the realm of like battle, right? So it's 10 rounds overall. So it has. I'm trying to find its movement. There it is. So it can only move 10 feet.
Oh, not very
which is
fast
weird to
brain
me.
either.
Very weird to me. Oh no, that's its ground speed. It can fly at 30. So 10,
I don't need these anymore.
15, 20,
moving up into
25,
bigger
30.
things.
So it gets over here, and it's on the path. Like it's heading for that.
You're moving it towards us?
And
He's moving it towards
The snake.
Another snake.
We're setting
that
everything up for the crazy guy.
brings us to. You're done now?
Yes.
That was your bonus. So yeah, so snakes
Nah.
will now do their thing again against Eucalyptus first, then Thana. No. 8 plus 6, I think it is 14.
That does not hit.
I didn't think it would. So then
Finally.
Thana. Highest
Tired of
one's
all
a
these snakes on this
15
plain bard.
on the dice, which means it is a 21, so that hits. For Thana, which is 2d8, which is 8 plus 4 is 11,
12.
9, 10, 12. Yeah, God. So 12. And that is the snake's turn, which brings us then to Alistair.
Wait, what was the action to hit? I forgot. I didn't hear that. Or was-
Constrictor.
Huh?
It
Oh, it's
constricted around
constricting.
you, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Nobody's broken away from the snakes, so
Nope.
they're just gonna keep doing their little.
How do you
snake
break that? That's why I thought bashing
strength.
it in the head.
Strength.
Oh, okay.
You choose to make a strength
Okay.
check to break out of it.
Gotcha.
It's a DC of 16.
Oh, I should have done that.
Yep.
I was just trying to bash it with a
Right.
club.
So Alistair.
Well, I don't think that the plan to make the bear attack its allies has worked. I wonder if he'll be able to writhe out of this. And I cast Innervation.
What does that do?
It is
And
a thing.
What's the save on it?
I just had it. Where did it go? It launches a black tendril of blackiness. Tendril of inky darkness reaches out from you. Dexterity save of 17.
Okay. And what's the range?
Range is 60 feet.
You should be fine on that. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you're fine with that. 60
So-
feet range. So
Oh, I was going at the big guy, so do I need to get closer?
this one.
The big.
The
boss
general
man.
admiral.
Oh, you're going to this guy. I thought you said bear.
He's been picking on me.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50. You're right there. You're perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm going to cast it on him.
Okay. And what's the save was 17? Mm-hmm. And what happens on a save? Because he got an 18.
Does he
on the
have
dice.
disadvantage
Okay.
on that?
He takes 2d8 necrotic damage.
Saving throw? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll the damage.
Is he still blinded?
Yeah, he is still blinded, but
Oh,
I don't know if that matters.
I can't remember.
Yeah. It's for like ability stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he has to like be doing stuff to see.
Yeah. Like.
Got
yeah.
you.
Yeah. All right. So he takes 7 necrotic,
7.
and that's it. And that's it.
Is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, it's just attacking.
6, 7.
That's funny.
He's looking really rough. And yeah, like really, really rough. He's beat to crap. And is that your turn? Anything else you want to do?
No, that's it.
Okay. So the bears now Is this one still under the control of
No,
them?
that's
okay. So like one
concentration.
thing. Oh, okay.
Well, it's concentration, so I guess.
Was the other spell a concentration spell?
Yeah.
And you,
okay.
oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, I
So
dropped
if it was, then that drops, and so now it like.
Oh, that's what the roleplay was about. Yeah.
Okay. And it drops down and turns and looks around and sees you over there. And the bears act in unison. So both of them kind of look at you. This one kind of climbs up over this area. And this one steps forward. 4. And they fire 2 shots each at you from the guns on the side of their heads. So shoots off. And that is...
They're probably going to hit. I'm an 11.
Oh, yeah, they definitely hit. The dice are higher than that, actually, for one bear on both of them. And for the second bear, one of them definitely hits, but the other one, you said you're 11? Oh, that does hit too, then. So you will take quite a bit of damage, actually. I didn't really realize it was going to be that much off those, but pistols are kind of beefy. That's a percentage dice.
It's D10s.
It would be, so it's 1d10 plus 1 per shot, and they took 4 total shots, all of which hit. So it's 4d10 plus 4, which is 15, 21, 23, 27 points of damage against you off the shots from the bears. And at this point, we're on the... Yeah, something has disturbed this area. So a dragon-like dog creature comes out of there, and you see the little
the one
guy
I destroyed
bashes
anyways.
it over. Yeah, this guy, the little satire that you had met, jumps out and goes, "Daryl, you're alive!" The bear turns around, and this thing jumps out and bites into the bear, attacking it, and rolls a natural 20, not even kidding, 100% rolled a natural 20 on one of my red dice, because I gave it advantage because it turned its back again and was distracted by its ally. So that is fairly significant, especially against 10 points of damage on bear, just off one bite, and it will take a second one as well, and also hit on that and do 11 more points of damage. Okay, and then it is the Grell. This one, is it still under?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's going to come up and it's going to attack a snake in its own way. This one is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Making its way towards everybody. I don't know if it has a ranged attack. The Grell tentacles, beak, no. So it's going to make 2 attacks. This one here against that snake. That you haven't hit that snake, have you?
No, we've hit it.
Yeah, no, you've hit it a few
we've
times.
hit it a
Yeah,
couple
you
times.
guys have hit that snake a few times. Actually, you hit it right off the bat, and that's why it charged at you. So the Grell is going to do 1, 2, 3 attacks. Yeah, no, 2 attacks. And one's a natural 1, but the other one does hit with the beak, and it's not much, but it does a thing. So 2, 5, 7 points of damage actually against that. I have to check something here. Yeah. So, with that, your commanded flying brain with a beak just eats through the neck of the snake, and the snake just flops down beside you. And now there's this brain, no eyes or anything, just a beak going like right in front of your face, just still chomping away.
Yep.
But not necessarily aggressive yet. And that was command, which
command.
it has a save at the end of its turn.
I see that for the first time. And
I believe
just go,
so. I can bring it up during that.
It's a
time.
brain.
It's a brain.
It does not make the save, so it is still under your command. This guy is going to now jump up here, emboldened by his buddy, and do his thing, and succeed at it, actually, yeah. So he's going to take a couple hits there, and then the Admiral has one thing he can do, and that's it, because he's almost dead anyways. He's going to unlock his final space. And you see this massive, like, monkey-like form with horns curling off of its head, bulbous arms that look like, humanoid, like a monkey would. And the claws have these weird blades attached to them. And it just bursts out there onto the battlefield. That is really all he can do. He's still blind. He's got to make that save again. However, he doesn't feel the warmth upon him anymore. And a natural 20.
Ah.
That's the third natural 20 I rolled tonight. So he can see now.
Finally.
And he's like, there you are. And he puts his hands forward again, but has used all of his actions, so can do nothing. Thana. Constricted by a snake.
Okay,
still.
now I'm going to
This one
actually
is
try
dead,
to
so it's
remove
gone.
the snake. And I'm just like, because bashing it didn't work. So I'm just going to grab it and just use my strength to like pull its
Okay, and actually for
mouth apart.
everything, this guy's gone too. Now that bear is dead.
How is that done? Is that like a strength roll?
Yeah,
or-
so you have to beat a 16.
No.
Natural 1?
I rolled a 2.
Oh, okay. Well,
And then what would that be?
still
Like,
strong
it's
strength.
just plus, like my
Whatever
normal
your
strength or
strength
my
is.
modifier?
Whatever your strength.
My strength is a
Strength
17.
plus. No, you're plus.
Oh, plus 3. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
5.
only a 5.
So you go to, and you're just too far constricted to really
Oh, I
get
got
purchase.
inspiration.
Yes, you do.
You could roll a d10 and
Yeah,
see
I
if it
will.
adds to it.
Try to see. Is that the D10? No, that was not the D10.
That's a
That was a 12.
Oh, wow.
She got an 11.
Nice.
I rolled a 1 on the D10.
6. so you're
Jeez, I burnt
and
that
you've used
one.
up your inspiration die now.
Okay.
So it is still on
There's
you.
my usual.
And that is.
That was
do
my
you have anything you can do
action.
with a bonus action?
Yeah, I got, let's see, 2 weapon fighting.
Nope, you would have had to have attacked with a weapon.
Yeah, let's see.
And have a
This
second
one
one
is
in
I
your
could give
hand.
myself an advantage on a weapon attack roll, but that doesn't make sense. I will just do second wind, so I could get 1d10 plus 10 hit points because I've taken.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, because I've taken
So
some hits.
roll that for yourself.
Let me
and get
roll an
yourself
actual
situated.
d10.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
And
That's a
then
7.
Eucalyptus, what will you be doing now that you are free?
I am finally free. I will.
And this monstrous thing is just burst out of here,
Burst
kind of
out.
shaking the room. And these things are advancing forward. These two are allies, apparently. I don't know, this is pretty wicked looking, but it's an ally.
Ally.
And then this guy is still up here.
I will take out my bagpipe and attach it to my shop, which, for those who don't know, turns it into
Reroll
a
a saving
massive
throw.
rocket launcher. I will attempt to attack the two that are grouped well together.
Okay, perfect.
I believe, let's see, my area of effect here. Let's see. Right, so yes, it does a huge. I call it the final, or the finale is what I call it.
The
Final finale.
The final finale!
So it's a 20-foot radius of
It's like the
of
encore that
effect.
don't end.
Yeah, and it's a dexterity save for them.
Yes.
It's fireball.
It's a very large fireball.
What's the number on the dexterity save though?
15.
15. Okay, so the bear will take half as much damage because it succeeded. The Grell, on the other hand, rolled a 2, so it takes full damage. So roll your rocket launch as you guys see this weird contraption of instruments shoots out this rocket from the end and just detonates in this area, blowing over and destroying.
That's 10d6.
This. Yeah, it's a big thing. Destroys one of the cylinders, knocking it over to the side.
6. 14
Plus.
Oh, there's my pen. It didn't actually run away. It's
It
just
did not.
right there.
Teleporting pen.
Probably.
31 points of damage.
Okay. 31 points of damage is your total.
Yes.
Okay. That one hadn't actually taken damage yet. So, wait. Off of your thing it did. That your area effect.
The bear had, yes. Not the
Grell.
Did you remember that thing you hit all of them? Oh yeah, it succeeded and got out of it. That's right.
Right.
Yeah, it had like a natural 18 on the die for it, and the other 2 failed, including the Admiral.
I thought it would have took. It would have took half damage. Then.
Yeah, which it did.
Okay.
So, but you had, what was your total on the damage this time? 32?
31.
31. Okay.
Actually, it was the same, wasn't it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus 31 is going to be still up, but it looks wrecked. And that bear would take 15 points of damage. And off of a bear, that bear was fully hit with the last one, so it's this bear. Even with half damage, that bear is very rough as well. So both of these two are just not in a good situation right now.
And I will have my pet attack the other snake, please.
Okay, perfect. Which it will do quite shortly, because it can reach that. The snakes now, or snake now, which is still constricted around you, is going to do its thing, as it was commanded, and which actually it does technically have to roll an attack. 16 plus 6, 22. Yep. So 14 plus 4, 18 points of damage.
Okay.
And that is all of the snakes. So Alistar.
That's how much damage I healed.
Jeebus! I was say you're still 93 or
No,
75.
I
see it now. You're 75.
Yeah, that's how I healed up and then
drop back down.
Yeah.
Well, after he kind of does his whole thing there, I'm like, well, I guess it's time to get up, Shirley.
Surely you must be joking.
I start just kind of weaving something, and then antimatter rifle just appears.
Yep.
But I'm careful not to actually touch it, but I do point it. Until I at the very last moment get a hold of it.
Perfect. You guys see as Alistar starts to just kind of conjure small in his hands and kind of appearing from thin air, just hovering above his hands, this barrel of this weird, like, matter-based rifle that seems to almost kind of shift and swirl as this greenish gray energy that kind of sparkles around it comes together. And you see him kind of just like hold one hand back and lean forward, it hovering there. He zeroes in on his target. And
That's what was up his sleeve.
what's your attack?
I'm going to shoot at the guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So poor guy. Attack roll.
Yeah. 16, 21.
21 hits.
Alright, so as I'm about to pull the trigger, I go, I'd like you to escalate the ticket, please. Dealing 19 necrotic damage.
As you fire the weapon, it warps back, and these beams of light just kind of down the barrel and come together at the end and just blast out from this rifle that you've created in the air and just disintegrates the top of his face. Just his whole head just is gone. As he kind of like, no! Falls there. And it blows the manhole cover off there as well. Which then lands on him and just squashes his upper portion even further. And by all appearances, he has become deceased.
He's no more.
You do still have a few threats at your face at the moment. However, you have taken out the commander here. One of which things
The
in
issue
this
has
realm.
not been resolved. Please don't close the ticket.
So the Gorell here is going to do what it was told. This one is going to do the same thing because it senses that situation happening with its companion. However, the bear is going to hunker back down and look at you, who just fired off this crazy weapon, and kind of like lick its lips, looking at the weapon. And then and like fire 2 more shots towards you. And a 16 plus its stuff will hit, but a 5 plus its stuff will. Actually, you have a 11. And that is a... Nope, it's a 10. So the second one, it's behind you, but the first one does hit. However, this time it's only 1d10, which is a 5 plus 1. So 6 points of damage on that shot. And then the 2 Grell are attacking that snake, which was already pretty hurt. So they're going to go and miss. One of them will hit. The other one, it was a 6. So that does like 4 points of damage. 4 plus 2. D4 plus 2, so 3 points of damage. The snake is 1, 2, 3. Almost out of there, but still holding. And that makes it... well, this guy's technically in play now, and it's going to attack this. Stuff's going to happen there. Thana.
Okay, again, I'm going to try to break that hold.
Okay.
A dirty 20.
Perfect. So you finally
Rip it up.
off of me and like rip this thing away from you, and it just kind of flops off to the side, and you are finally free with 3 things at your front of you, and a bonus action left to deal with it, unless you have action surge,
I do have action surge.
which then you can do other things.
I will do an extra, and I'll use that to whack at the snake again.
Perfect.
Whack.
Whack a snake.
That's a 14.
14 does hit.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
AC's
ooh.
12,
Okay. 1d4.
I believe. And if it's not, I already said that. So yeah, it's AC's 12.
6 damage.
6 points of damage. And with that, you finally
defeated this.
get that crushing blow against its head that you've been aiming for this whole time, and just between the
Smash
floor
it.
and your club, brains.
Yes.
And the 2 brains that are floating here go and just look at you. And anything you want to do?
That's all I can
movement.
do. Huh?
You have movement, if you wanted. Technically, you have it. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying you have it.
Yeah, I will move closer to little satyr guy if I can, as far as I can.
Okay. 5 is 25. I'm sure you've
movement's
got
30.
More than that, 30, so you can get right beside him.
Okay.
So you are definitely where you wanted to be, closer to him.
Yeah, to help him out. I mean, he's a little guy.
And he is in trouble. Which actually, the funny thing though is the other thing that happened went against his buddy, not against him. So he is still barely alive. And it is not the Admiral's turn. Eucalyptus.
Hello again. I would like. Let's see. I would like to attack the big grizzly one, not the bear. The big one.
Yeah, I'm like
This one?
bear.
Gorilla, yes.
Okay, with
I am going to whisper sweet nothings into his ear with dissonant whispers.
okay.
You whisper a discordant melody that only one creature your choice within range can hear, wrecking it with terrible pain. The target must make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, not a chance. 2.
On a failed save, it takes 3d. Oh, it's going to be more than 3d6, but
because you're going to level higher. Yep.
level higher. If available, that creature must move as far away from me as possible.
Fear.
The creature doesn't move into obvious danger. On a successful save, that didn't happen.
I'm never, ever, ever going to get to kill you 3 players. But that's good because it means you guys are playing well. So you do that. Roll your damage.
I need
And he is going to. His eyes are going wide and feral. His razor-tipped fingernails are just scratching at his own head, and that's what's causing this damage here. As it turns and just kicks over this table and runs back this way, and climbs up here and then jumps behind. And you can still see it because it's so big, but it's quaking in the corner there.
It did 25 points of damage to itself.
Okay. Which is a lot. Oh, it's been hit before too. Nifty.
Yeah, because the radiant damage probably when it was in the tube.
12.
In the tube.
Halfway. Okay, perfect. Which its total is. Not on here. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Surprisingly for its size, it actually is kind of beat up.
And in a bonus move, I would like Beak 1 to attack Beak 2.
We're just gonna start slapping each other.
And it does that on its
You're
turn.
ugly. So are you. You're the
Alistair.
same.
You have a bear that shot you. Mm-hmm. These two fighting each other. This guy hiding back here. And otherwise allies, as far as you can tell.
Corpses.
And
and these two actually, technically.
Yeah, the
They're
snacks.
here,
There's
here.
brains on my
bear,
glove.
was over there. Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, because there's that snake I just bashed in.
I just summon the necrotic strength from within.
See the green lights flicker along the walls, and the shadows in the corners seem to deepen.
And as I cast Animate Dead as a
How many of
necromancy.
them?
All 3.
All
Because
3 of these
that's
ones?
my level 3. Because
So the snake, its eyes suddenly flash open with this glowing green light and this foggy blackness seeping out of it, and it rights itself. This one, the same thing. The bear turns and its jaws kind of off to the side,
then all
and
4.
you hear this from its head.
There's 4 dead things.
Yeah.
Okay, I want all 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want all of them.
And then headless, floating in the air now.
Yeah.
Just floating.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, and then bonus actions. Let's see. The 2 snakes are going to just go ahead and attack the
The brains.
the
Each
brain.
one individually, or Just
They're,
one.
well, both of those are going to attack just the one enemy one right now.
Okay. The one that's
not
commanding.
attacking the other.
Perfect. So I will do that stuff.
Okay.
It's a 4 and a 2. I don't know if I can make that to where it's visible,
No,
but
that's fine.
4 and a 2. So
Fine.
they just
These are free
trying
actions.
to,
I don't care.
Yeah, they're trying to get bearing on their new life form.
One of them just had their
The
head
bear,
smashed
what
in.
kind of good targets are where the bear's at?
Technically, could hit this if it stands up on its back legs.
Yep,
Could move over here and deal with this guy too.
Oh yeah, the giant ape.
Oh, yeah.
He's hiding.
Yeah, I'm going to send the bear after the ape.
Okay. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So it's there, and it can shoot.
And shoot it, dude.
So this is literally impossible. If you want to know the number.
Is it 20?
See, I didn't touch it again. Remember the last 2 numbers?
Oh yeah.
4 and 2? 4 and 2 again.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
but this time it's the
absolutely
other-
absurd.
It's the other way around.
So 42 hits.
Dude, you're right. Does your thing give anything advantage against it, though? Because it's 2 shots. It's not the advantage roll here. It's 2
with
shots.
the
So
spear.
Right.
if it does, there'd be 2 more rolls.
No.
Okay,
That's
I just want to
it.
make sure
It
because
just-
that was
it
the
just
only
will run
extra
away in
thing that
pain.
could have helped
that-
that situation.
Yeah, it was
And we
psychic
have-
damage.
I'm going to send the former boss after the bear.
It doesn't move, and it just goes and shoots a massive fireball from a rocket on his wrist.
I've been trying to use that for a while.
And I don't even have to roll because even if all of the dice were ones, it would disintegrate this bear, which is now dead.
Disintegrate.
It's disintegrated.
Okay,
it
get it-
really
get
is
it outta here.
disintegrated.
Get it out of here.
It was a big explosion.
Does it-
Like
does
it
he-
even like heats you up.
Does
a
he
little bit.
damage himself in that then too?
No.
He's floating.
No, he was floating and he was kind of like.
He's flying and he fired down.
I forgot about that already.
Like
So,
bounty hunter in
and
Star Wars.
is
you
that
know?
everything for Alistair?
Is that all? Yeah, that's all 4 of
That's
the
all
corpses.
for them.
Yeah.
Okay. And now it would actually be the bear's turn, which is under your control, and now it's its actual turn, so it's going to shoot again at this thing, being that that was its last command, and roll a 15 plus some stuff, which is like a 21, I think, and a natural 20. So on its first
Go Bears.
shot,
Go Bears.
it is going to do. It's got 1d10. There's the 10, which is an 8. Plus 1, so that's 9. And then the crit is a 9. On a d10, it's a 9. So it makes it a total of 10, which makes it a total of 20, which actually does finally kill that one, as it seemed like an unfinished project. It was kind of loose in some of its movements, and you could see the flesh kind of slopping off of it a little bit as it came out, and it just and falls dead against the wall there.
He died only knowing fear.
True-ish. Yeah, it's like rage. Oh God, I'm afraid of everything. It's kind of a sad
and then
story,
died.
actually.
Yeah.
And then that brings us around to the fact that only that guy is still alive.
Last one.
By all level of anything, he's now dead.
Is dead.
He's just wrecked into by the snakes, the other grill. Technically, these are like completely and utterly under
24
Alistair's
hours.
control for 24 hours. This is technically a dead body on the ground, so is this, if you know. And this is under command,
Yes.
which...
Once we start attacking it, it's gonna lose that.
How long
What's
does
the
command
save
last?
on
It was-
17.
it? So it's still under command. And what's the
How long
time
does that
frame on it?
last? Isn't
1 minute.
1 minute? Okay, so for...
But I think it starts every time we
Right.
if we attack it, it's gonna.
So in all generalities, it is still up, still under command. The battle seems to be over, and it's just kind of hovering there. And this thing just goes and just devours it in front of you. And it looks back up at you and he's like, with all this
was
stuff just
mine.
dripping from its mouth. And then kind of happily prances back over and like nuzzles up against the little satyr. Sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry, that just like racked out of me. My bad. So, anywho, you guys have now defeated what you came to physically defeat, or taken it over in your case. And now the next step would be to run quick investigation rolls from all three of you. To
I'm not
see
interested in that. I'm animating the bed.
if you can. Yeah.
I'm just getting all the corpses.
Investigation.
4.
18.
Yeah, no. I was too busy animating dead.
So
I'm cleaning my club off. Like, ew, stink brain.
you have the admiral standing beside you, headless, and he reaches into his coat and hands you what is the equivalent of like some form of flash drive or hard drive of some sort. It's kind of a little chip thing that's just about half the size of a hand in both depth and width, length and width, and surprisingly thick. Adds about the thickness of a hand, weirdly enough. Kind of a cassette overall.
Okay,
And it just like hands it to you.
And I just put it in the pockets, like in the folds of my sleeves of my robes.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Fumble it.
Okay, so you guys do notice, just based off passive perceptions, if that's what happened, is the Alistar receives this and from the Admiral, and then just kind of like
15.
and then drops it on the floor, and skittering out in front of him about here is this drive.
Alistair, you found it. Good job.
Yes, it was me the whole time.
With a bear behind him here, a bear behind him here, a snake. This
is gonna be fun trying to get all this back on the ship.
Over here, and
I don't think I'm going back to the
Admiral. This
You're not
one
going
there,
back to the ship.
This one there.
I have everything I need right here.
Well, we'll take that hard drive and go. Thank you very much.
Not so fast.
What's the problem?
I don't want you to go.
Alistair,
That's
you
our
have
mission.
changed. You
Yeah.
have drastically
You
changed.
don't know me.
Very well. Let me sing you a song.
Stop, or I will sing another song.
Great,
You
it's
gonna
a
let
sing
me-
off.
You're gonna try to let me. I want to sing you like just like 1 minute.
I don't want to hear a
It's
song.
gonna be a great song. Everybody loves
I've
it.
got a chorus of my own.
And behind him, you hear this. As each dead thing in like this
singing.
zombie tone tries to sing, and the Admiral stands there and goes, headless. Which is ironic because I removed the head.
Yeah,
It worked out
It is
perfectly.
headless.
Perfect.
Headless.
You have, I'll do this, I haven't done a thing. You have 1 minute, the two of you, to figure out what you want to do in this situation. The drive is here. You're both in the positions you're in because you kind of started to approach. And actually, this bastard's going to be right about
Eris say, I'm going to try to go for the drive while they're like busy singing to each other.
Okay. Make a dexterity roll, I think, would be the most appropriate.
Come on, big one. What's my dex? Oh, it'd be a 14.
14. Would you contest it?
No.
Okay, so you sprint in and do this kind of like front flip here, grab it, and just flip over the grill and start running towards the door.
I'm going to go towards the door, but I'm going to
then
stand
stop.
back and watch.
And you run towards the door and stop.
I'm just going to stop.
with your club
and
in
watch.
hand on a pistol after pocketing the drive.
I just want to watch
Alistair,
this.
we are leaving.
You are going nowhere.
Would you like to hear a finale?
Going.
I will level I will level the finale at him.
Okay, perfect. So you start to step back, and as this guy approaches,
creatures?
make your attack rolls. Or your attack. One overarching attack roll with advantage.
With what? With
With
advantage.
advantage. I'll give you advantage.
Well, hold on. You just leveled it. Don't I get to respond?
What are you going to do to respond?
Okay, I was gonna cast, what's the dominate person?
As a reaction, you got to do this. You're familiar with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
If that fails,
Is that charisma?
Wisdom.
okay. So wisdom save.
Okay. That's a D.
D20 generally.
Well, it was a it was a D12.
I wouldn't recommend using a 4.
It was a
or anything.
D12. It was like, that's not it. I'm not gonna do well. Uh-oh. 6. A total of 6.
Ooh.
So you go to put this together, and you sit back to fire, and your mind goes blank for a moment.
Oh.
And what's the
Nice.
remaining effect of it? How will you choose to dominate him? What will you have done?
Only the action that I choose. Each time it takes damage, it must make a new wisdom saving throw. I'm gonna tell him to, he's going to put down the weapon. And you're going to lay before me in my chorus.
I will slide in front, kind of down like this, pick up my dulcimer with one broken thing, and start performing.
Performance roll.
Oh, yeah. Roll low.
Third one.
How many corpses do I have, and how many arms are there collectively?
All of this. So collectively, arms. There's 1, 2, 3,
Okay,
4,
lots.
5,
Yeah.
6, 7.
Let's just say,
There's like
let's
20
just say that
between
there's.
them. And
Yeah.
then,
All right.
A 24.
30 thumbs down.
Beautiful music begins to play.
30 thumbs down.
And then just
And then bonus attacks is just roll, like attack rolls.
everything gonna attack him.
Everything attacks him. While he's prone.
Oh, that's why you made him lie down. That's funny.
1, 2, 3, 4,
like
5,
mega
6, 7,
advantage.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I even own this many dice? Of course. I
Here
own
we
this
got
many
some.
dice. 7, 8, and I'm
My
gonna
character's
roll one for
evil.
you.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
I know.
all right. I just want you to understand
No, I am
that.
just no ill will outside of the character.
And I'm like, that's a one.
And that's with advantage too. So I'm just making sure nothing's there. So at least 1, 2 will hit, and
At least 2 will hit.
yeah, at least 2 hit out of all that. At least, and that's not considering any modifiers. Yeah. Oh, there's 1 natural 20 in there too. Because it's gonna happen.
I have 48 hits.
Here's the flavor and flair. That 20
Yeah.
goes to Wee Beastie here that you frightened to death.
This is the best performance
And
ever.
it's your beautiful,
pit.
amazing
Mosh pit.
performance, and then just snake, tentacles like crazy, beaks.
That's right.
Headless guy just
Flail upon
punches
me.
into you, and 2 bears fire shots from their heads, and to finish it off, these razor claws extend from this ape-like beast, and it just
They love
you
me.
into pieces.
They really love me.
destroying every ounce of who you were into shreds that may or may not be able to be stitched
So is
together.
that 48 hit points ish?
Oh yeah, I would run
You're
at this
getting
time.
She is.
Yeah. I would dash.
Of
Everything is
happening,
dashing.
all
He
of
got
this
his
happening
friend.
there.
I'm out.
It is sprinting. This guy is just like 1 hit point. Literally, he's got 1 hit point.
Wow.
He's like, ah! Jumps up here and just.
I was
he's
like,
out
mission
as well.
accomplished. He got his friend. I'm out.
He runs past you and just. Thank you! Into the jungle, and you make your way back to
The ship.
the landing area, and you see in the sky the ship comes down.
He doesn't even have to
and
stop. If he gets slow,
Yeah,
I'm just
grab-
whipping up, and
raised
then
him from the
grappling
dead.
hook comes down.
Raise me.
I just
and yeah.
whip and like. whoop.
he's like
bracelets
strips,
you got?
and it takes you a little bit of time. To
I can
kinda
do it from level
put 'em
3,
together.
and I have 3 spell slots.
You
I
have,
have
like,
3 fourth
pieces of
level, and then
everything.
2.
As this is happening in here, Thana whips onto
stabilized.
a back bar above the door,
I can actually
and
cast
you
this one,
yank
I feel.
yourself up, land in there.
It's like,
I'm like, it's just me. Just go, go, go.
All right, let's go.
I'll get you all the cheeseburgers you want.
And it starts to drop out of the sky.
Yes.
It takes off into the air. You make it back to the base of the Order of Action, alone, bloodied, questioning your choices in life. You walk into...
I never have to hear that horrible music again.
As you say that, you walk into Anna's chambers, who pops up.
I go to stick the flash drive in, but it's wrong. I flip it over, but that's not fitting, so I flip it back over again. I'm like, oh.
In that one over there. And you plug it in.
I'm like, no, wait, no. You know how it is with flash drives.
this one.
There. And it's like this just ding. And you get it in. And you see as the sparks of this energy like... And for a moment, every ounce of her color turns to this orange. And her eyes like... She looks at you. And these guns drop from the ceiling and all aim towards you. And
I create water and flood every electronic device.
As you start to summon that, she goes, and the drive shoots out and shatters against the wall.
Because I'm like creating water. I'm ready for this.
The guns go away. Thank you, Thana. I appreciate your service. I will be sure to process the funds into your account as reward for your services today. I thank you.
You
And
know,
we'll call
since
upon you in the future first.
I do appreciate that. As we started this with 2 other companions, one never really liked in the first place, ate the other. I would like to take their funds in the memory of the bard.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
you actually hear, like, you have this a communication device to your side, and you just hear this, and you see a multitude of funds just into your accounts.
Yes. I will build a statue in his honor.
And as you turn, clipping your club to your side, walking out of the chamber, the door shuts behind you. You look out at the sky, watching the twin moons of the night circle slowly around each other, hypnotic against the pink sky.
And I'm
Take a
going to do
breath.
create water to make a frozen version of him. I'd be like, there's the statue.
And make a tiny little statue.
Tiny little statue.
That as the chill wind of this area blows through, it stays for a while. And that is where we end this Halloween special of Reckless Halloween. Thank you to Reckless Deck for making this possible, and thank you to all of you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did, and be sure to tune in on Monday when we get back to our regular story with Wings of Anadar. Thank you again for watching. Be good to yourself, be good to each other, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Oh boy.
Nice.